Another day, another moment, right here, right now. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. My name is Julius J. Welcome to it, the biggest thing on radio anywhere in Liberia at this time.
Try something, but your world would have crumbled. Caught behind thy back, you like to grumble. And before I face, you always have fumble. Yeah. And if you live in a glass house, I beg you don't throw stones. No. And if you can't take
At 5 o'clock, we will enter the closet of the Liberty Party. What's coming up for that? Can we call them opposition party? I don't know. But when they come, they will tell us, are they opposition or they're part of the Unity Party Alliance? So they are... How come I've never thought about that until today? But they'll be here at 5 p.m. They'll tell us who are they. Sometimes it is difficult to identify people, to give them their identity, to try to pigeonhole them. So they themselves have to do it. At 4 o'clock, we'll have some engineers here from the Engineering Society. They have something coming up. I always like to speak with professionals from diverse backgrounds, you know. We will talk the things that matter. On this edition as well, we have a very sad, interesting clip to play you from Lofa County. You all remember I did a that is our reporter from Lufa. I did a transcript of a lady who was allegedly involved in the death of the little girl. You will hear from her mouth, her own mouth. The new parents out there, it will try to educate you on why you should be very careful with your children. Yes, indeed. It is fact check as well. Coming up, this is where we go next. Right here. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to withdraw the U.S. from the UN Human Rights Council and UNRWA, the Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in the Near East. Trump also ordered a review of U.S. involvement in UNESCO and emphasized the need for fairness in the UN. Since taking office on January 20, Trump has signed orders withdrawing the U.S. from the World Health Organization and the Paris Climate Agreement. The UK government has denied claims made by the Prime Minister of Mauritius that it faces paying billions more under a renegotiated deal over the future of Chagos Island. What's happening? Looks like I need some water. Last October, the UK announced it will hand over sovereignty of the islands to Mauritius, but will maintain a 99-year lease over the UK-US military airbase on the largest island, Diego Garcia. However, shortly after the deal was struck, Mauritius elected a new prime minister, Navin Ramgoola, who wanted to reopen negotiations. He told his MPs on Tuesday new conditions have been negotiated, meaning the UK's lease payments will be linked to inflation and front loaded. And the 2018 revitalized peace agreement mandated the establishment of a hybrid court to address war crimes and atrocities committed during South Sudan's 2013 conflict. However, more than 7 years later, the court is yet to be established, raising doubts about accountability and justice for victims of the conflict. We look forward to see what happens in the Liberian case. Okay, before we take our break and take our fact check, this is an interesting voice, It is midweek. Let this one bring some smiles to your face.
This is activist McLean Renner, and I do join you this evening for FIO, the biggest intellectual center. Sergeant Julius, I'm so much excited, overwhelmed, gratified, qualified.
You are?
Happy. I'm so much excited. I'm gratified.
Gratified? What is gratified?
Gratified is a self-made word that is used at the political standing parliament on Kerry Street.
Okay, it is a self-made word.
Yes, self-made word that is used at the political standing parliament on Kerry Street.
Since you made it yourself, can you spell it so that we can know?
Come again, Judas?
I said, since you made it yourself, can you spell it?
Grafly. Clarify.
Grafy.
Yes. Grafy. Yes. Clarify.
But how you say it is?
The FIE is not there. The FIE that you want to be there is not there.
Which one? But how you manage to know? But you say you spell it what? GRA.
GRA.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GRA. GRALIFIETY. Clarify. That's how we spell it here on Kerry Street. Oh, am I right? Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, you asking someone if you heard?
No, no. Julia.
Yeah.
Julia. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
So the spelling English that you want for us to
but the word, are you talking about gratifying?
No. I never said gratify.
Okay.
I never said gratify. I said clarify.
Oh, clarify. Okay, so
yes.
So spell it now, so you know your own.
Sure, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Because the way we were starting, you had agree with that.
No.
It won't be formed in the Oxford Dictionary.
I know. I agree because you said clearly. Hello. Ready?
Yeah, I think that you are going. I'm on the line.
You made it clear that it is a self-made word. So I agree with you that I'm not going to check in dictionary. I just want to know how you spell your self-made word. That's all.
So clarify here is spelled GLAGLAI. Clarify. We remove.
But why you just changing the spelling of the word? When we come out and you change it, we can't understand how you change it again.
What I was saying that you're the self-made word.
At least it should have one spelling. How you know self-made spelling can just change?
Have one spelling. It will have one spelling
every minute.
It will have one spelling whenever I go through all of the procedure and be accepted to be placed in the hospital.
Look, like bro, man. Man said I can spell it on Kerry Street. So you're on Kerry Street. The one word, 3 different words in man's spelling.
Qualified.
You are gratified. Holified.
I'm so much excited. I'm gratified.
Gratified. What is gratified?
Gratified is a self-made word that is used at the political standing parliament on Kerry Street.
Okay, it is a self-made word.
Yes, self-made word that is used at the political standing parliament on Kerry Street.
Since you made it yourself, can you spell it so that we can know?
Come again, Judas?
I said, since you made it yourself, can you spell it?
FLY, Gladify.
G. Woo, let's take a break. Yeah.
Liberia, the sun is shining, and so are your opportunities to enjoy 24 hours current with Funny Brothers Corporation Solar Solution. Why let the power of the sun go to waste when you can make use of it to generate current for your home, business, or community? With our state-of-the-art solar panels, you will enjoy 24 hours uninterrupted power, reliable energy, a greener, cleaner Liberia. Funny Brothers Corporation Solar Solution offers top quality, durable, and affordable solar panels designed for Liberia's sunny climate. So why wait? Call us today on 0772 262584 or visit our showroom, Claratown or Umako Building adjacent the RB Bank. Funny Brothers Corporation Solar Solution. Let's power your future with the sun together.
Service, internet service, fast, reliable service for your home and your office. Unlimited service with the best coverage. You better choose Connect, Connect, Connect. Choose Connect, Connect, Connect. Choose Connect. Connect, connect, connect. Choose Connect.
For all of you who are gladified and holified, we now have our fact check segment with our partners' local voices. After that, when we come back, all of the things that matter, we will be talking about.
Hello and welcome to the Fact Check segment. This segment debunks disinformation and provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. On February 4, John Siafa, the mayor of the city of Monrovia, claimed in a Ministry of Information press briefing that plastic makes up 20% of Liberia's waste composition. Mayor Siafa made the claim while discussing the efforts that the city corporation is making to tackle waste management in the city. To fact check this claim, we first contacted Mayor Siafa through the MCC for the source of the data provided. The MCC and Mayor Siafa have not responded to our inquiry. When they do, we will update this report. We also reviewed the website of the MCC Waste Management Department, but did not find any data on Liberia's waste composition. Further research also found June 2023, World Bank Group publication tagged the National Overview of Plastic Life Cycle, Governance and Initiatives in Liberia. The publication reveals that Liberia generates 0.44 kilogram of municipal solid waste per capita per day, and plastic accounts for approximately 14% of the daily waste accumulated in the country. In addition, the Environmental Protection Agency also stated in a 2024 article that plastic accounts for approximately 14% of the daily waste in Liberia, citing the 2023 World Bank report on the overview of Liberia's plastic life cycle. Based on this, we conclude that the claim made by Mayor John Siafa that plastic makes up 20% of Liberia's waste composition is incorrect. A report from the World Bank puts plastic at 14% of daily waste generated in the country. A viral WhatsApp link circulating online has claimed that Orange Liberia is offering free 30 gigabytes to all its old SIM card users. To check eligibility, applicants are asked to click and fill in a form. We analyzed the link using ScamDoc, a tool for detecting scams, and found it to be unreliable. The tool flagged the link with an average trust call warning that further investigation is needed before use, which is a clear red flag. Based on these findings, we conclude that the claim that Orange Liberia is offering free 30 gigabytes to old SIM card users is misleading. The link is fake and likely designed to steal personal information from users. Well, this is all we have time for on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia and OKFM, Prime FM, and Cool FM to counter disinformation to help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberia Media Empowerment Project implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner has no say in the editorial decision leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. We will be back on Friday with more Fact Check reports to help you know the facts. If you want us to fact check a claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0777-556296 and we will check for you. Also follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, Twitter at LVL Fact Check, and don't forget to go to our website www.localvoicesliberia.com. Thanks for listening. I have been your presenter, Aria Dimi.
Welcome back to the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. My name is Julius J. The National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, with funding from the World Bank through the Liberia Sustainable Management of Fisheries Project, has commenced the construction of a 1.2 kilometer asphalt access road leading to the Mesurado Industrial Fishing Pier. Very good indeed. We know from time past up to present there has been this move by the Liberian government to have this fishing pier, which will create greater access to having more fish or bigger fish vessels docking here in Liberia and all of that. So part of the project is to have an access road to that pier. And this is what NAFA and the World Bank have commenced this project. First of all, by the building of this asphalt road. And that is good for the country. The Senate Chair on Security, Defense, Intelligence, and Veteran Affairs, Senator Momoti Cyrus, has announced that the Liberian government has approved funding for the transportation of advanced military equipment, a US $20 million donation fully funded by the African Union to strengthen the country's national security. We hope this is true, and it is good news because for months now we've been running with this thing that since last year, somewhere around the beginning to middle part of the year, the African Union had given countries some military hardware, military equipment and all that, encompassing a whole lot of equipment, different things, including even machines for roadworks. Yeah, worth $20 million. Our portion was to just transport it from Cameroon to Liberia. $1.3 million to transport, because they are heavy machinery, but the government was not forthcoming on that. In fact, sources close to the AU and ECOWAS had informed us about a decision that if the government could not take ownership and be able to deliver the items to their own country, they are intent, the AU are intent on giving those things up by March if no action is taken to give her, because they cannot keep paying security to be taking care of those things and all those kinds of things when other countries have taken theirs, and we couldn't take ours. Yeah, that's what sources are confided in us, and those sources are close to the AU and ECOWAS. So we hope that this is going to happen like yesterday, that there is not going to be delays in ensuring that these equipment can come to the country. We also told you yesterday about Yanti reporter on what the Senate did in confirming a whole lot of nominees by the president. We also know that the plenary of the Liberian Senate has mandated its committees on ways, means, finance, and budget, as well as foreign affairs, to invite the ministries of foreign affairs, finance and development planning, health and social welfare, education and agriculture, to provide solution on the impacts of the recent foreign aid suspension by the United States of America. That is a good move by the government to be able to tell us how are they going to, what kind of mitigating effects are they going to put into place to address this issue. Even though I do not believe that the United States will cut off it totally, totally, but there could be some delays, there could be some changes, and there could be some different other things that will tie this aid to. There could be a whole lot of disruptions, job loss. In fact, I shouldn't say cool, there is already something like that. I'm going to read some very important things here. Okay. Okay. So let's get this to our guy to put it on the screen, and then okay, good. So there is already some moves about these things happening within USAID itself. Job loss. USAID has been supporting other local organizations. That we will read something from somebody very close to that who has worked for years in the education sector. Pastor David Wu's based as senior. He wrote something about it. But before we come to that, we will bring you what comes from USAID. What comes from USAID is it's a statement released by USAID back there in the United States of America. What is the latest? What have they said so far? Good. It says on Friday, February 7, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. all USAID direct hire personnel will be placed on administrative leave globally. Yeah. Share the video, invite us to join. The national conversation is here. On Friday, February 7, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. all USAID direct hire personnel will be placed on administrative leave globally, with the exception of designated personnel responsible for mission critical functions, core leadership, and specially designated programs. Essential personnel expected to continue working will be informed by agency leadership by Thursday, February 6 at 3 p.m. For USAID personnel currently posted outside the United States, the agency, in coordination with missions and the Department of State, is currently preparing a plan in accordance with all applicable requirements and laws under which the agency will arrange and pay for return travel to the United States within 30 days and provide for the termination of PSC and ISC contracts that are not determined to be essential. The agency will consider case-by-case exceptions and return travel extensions based on personal or family hardship, mobility, or safety concerns or other reasons. For example, The agency will consider exceptions based on the timing of dependent school term, personal or familial medical needs, pregnancy, and other reasons. For further guidance on how to request an exception, will be forthcoming. Thank you for your service. So these are troubling times. Even after the 3 months, if they are to do something new, it's going to take time to come into effect, and that definitely is going to have a toll, on countries like ours. There is no joke about it. There could be unemployment because USAID projects also employ other people, right? Yeah, USAID projects employ other people. USAID funded projects with different local NGOs are also in the business of funding other people. So let's read something by David Woos-Besa in connection with this. Then we also bring what the Rule of Law Caucus has had to say about this. And he writes, implications for USAID shutdown for Liberian organizations. A few weeks ago, the international community was alerted to a pivotal policy decision by the U.S. government to discontinue USAID operations and halt all foreign assistance. This decision has been exacerbated by the announcement that all USAID direct hire personnel will be placed on administrative leave by February 7, 2025. This policy change coincides with a crucial period for Liberia, which is working to bolster its economic and human development sectors, as well as its agriculture sector, both of which have significantly relied on USAID support. The recent shift towards localization has enabled various Liberian firms and NGOs to take on USAID projects as subgrantees, including organizations such as KEEP, LEAP, Adara RAMC, FAIL, CHI, and FREE. These local organizations have created numerous job opportunities and contributed substantially to tax revenues. Additionally, the car rental businesses, hotels, conference centers, print houses, real estate, and others will be impacted by the current situation. Furthermore, the current situation threatens to leave many Liberians unemployed and could lead to a notable decrease in tax revenue. It is essential for our government to act promptly and make policy choices that serve the interest of the Liberian local organizations and those directly impacted. So you see, it is a grim picture. So it is not just about job losses. It is not just about the lack of funding to these organizations that have employed people, but also car rental. When you say staff are here, or when these organizations have to do things up country, car rental businesses could be affected. Hotels, in terms of accommodation, staff coming in, different meetings happening here and there could be affected. Conference centers, print houses, real estate, renting of homes built by people. All of those things could be affected. We saw when Omil left from here, just at the advent of the new administration and the closure of the Sirleaf administration, we saw what it did here, the kinds of disruptions that occasioned the departure of Omil. This is just one organization. You say they are not necessarily leaving, but of course, the disruptions that have come already have far-reaching consequences. Could affect taxes as well, in terms of income tax generation. So he says, I have proposed a few recommendations below. 1. A consultative forum should be established by the government, bringing together all local organizations that are executing USAID activities to evaluate the severity of the situation and its repercussions. 2. The government must formulate a policy dedicated to the preservation of Liberian jobs, focusing on consultancy and service delivery sectors. The fact that these local organizations are successfully carrying out USAID activities demonstrate their competence in these areas. 3. The government must establish a proactive approach to address the existing situation by introducing necessary interventions that will help maintain the operational stability of these local organizations. We must wake up as a nation and prioritize Liberian businesses with an intentional approach to wealth creation. This paragraph sums up everything that I have been about since I've been on radio from day one up to present. We must wake up as a nation and prioritize Liberian businesses with an intentional approach to wealth creation. Okay. Certain things are so self-explanatory that you don't need to explain. Very clear. Those who have ears will hear. What does the Rule of Law Caucus say? Liberian leaders must sacrifice. Rule of Law Caucus calls for 50% salary and benefit reduction. So they issued this statement. The recent decision by the President of the United States to impose a 90-day moratorium on certain funding and aid programs has sent shock waves across many nations, including Liberia. The move, aimed at realigning American priorities and ensuring that American resources primarily serve the interests of the American people, is a stark reminder of the need for self-reliance and strong national leadership. For over a century, the United States has played a crucial role in supporting Liberia's hospitals, schools, and various government programs. This sudden shift in policy will directly impact our country, creating economic and social shocks that will affect our healthcare system, education sector, and essential services. Liberia cannot afford to be unprepared for these consequences. As leaders of this nation, we must step up. We must demonstrate patriotism, self-sacrifice, and commitment to service in response to this challenge. The Rule of Law Caucus strongly believes that our leaders must bear part of the burden instead of allowing the full weight of this economic shock to fall upon the Liberian people. In this regard, we are proposing the following: a 50% reduction in the salaries and benefits of all legislators, including both senators and representatives. A 50% reduction in the salary and benefits of the President of Liberia as a symbol of national leadership. A similar 50% reduction in salaries and benefits for ministers, deputy ministers, assistant ministers, managing directors, and deputy managing directors across all government institutions. This is not just a policy proposal. It is a call to conscience. When a decision by another government directly affects the lives of our people, we cannot sit idly by and act as if nothing has happened. We must show that we are concerned, that we are willing to sacrifice, and that we will lead by example. A national emergency on the economy. Both beyond immediate sacrifices, we must also use this difficult period to realign our economy. The Rule of Law Caucus calls on the President of Liberia to declare a national emergency on the economy. This must be an opportunity to 1. Review every concession agreement in the Republic of Liberia. Identify and renegotiate bad concessions that have been detrimental to Liberia's economic growth. Standardize, realign, and restructure agreements to ensure fairness and maximize benefits for Liberians. Just as America has taken steps to protect its economy and put its people first, Liberia must do the same. We have an opportunity to rewrite the economic future of our nation. By taking full control of our economy, allowing every bad concession to be reviewed, and realigning the outcomes of those agreements with our current economic reality, Liberia will not only cushion the impact of America's decision, but emerge stronger and more self-reliant. Instead of feeling the pinch of economic instability, Liberia will benefit, redirect itself, and become a beacon of hope for many other nations in Africa and around the world. The Rule of Law Caucus urges immediate action to ensure that Liberia does not fall into economic despair simply because America has made a decision that serves its people. Now is the time for Liberia to do the same. The fight for economic independence, transparency, and accountability and accountable governance continues. Liberia must rise, and this is signed by Musa Hassan Bility, the chair of the Rule of Law Caucus at the House of Representatives. Clearly quite self-explanatory as well. If you were to calculate lawmakers, ministers, presidents, and deputy ministers, assistant ministers across government. There may not be more than 1,000 managers, deputy managers, and directors all across these. They may not be over 1,000. So if we put them at 1,000 and we average their earnings at 3,000, let's average it. That is top bottom. You know. Yeah. So let's go. So let's average that earning at 3,000. We say times 1,000. So let's say almost every month these people are taking an approximate salary on the average of $3 million every month. 3 times 12, 3 times 10, 30, 3 times 11, 33, 3 times 12, 36. So every year we could say they have, when you put it together, they're earning more than that though. So when you say, oh, you say all the people at the top level in government, they're earning 3 million every month and 36 million every year. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just an average. I'm thinking you got there. I think the assistant ministers are around 1,000 something now or 2,000 something. I don't know, but it should be around there. So I just average. But this group of people will be earning anything between 36 to 50, 60 million every year. So if you cut that into half, 50% is what he's saying, then it makes sense. No, I was just looking only at salaries. I didn't even put benefits and all that. So let's average it. Let's average it at 4 to 5. So yeah, it could be anywhere between 50 to 100 million every year that they are earning, all of them, including their salaries and benefits and all that. You know. So if we cut it down, it makes sense. You know, it could make sense. Yeah. I'm told Centaur released something. I'm not sure. I've seen it, but that's how serious these matters are that we are talking about. And the government cannot sit idly by and not do something. Something has to be done. Every time there will always be an issue. Early time, yeah, we tried, then Ebola came. George, we are time right after the first year, 2018, coming to the close of 2019, 2020, COVID struck, paralyzing the rest of the world, including Liberia, for almost 2 years. A whole lot of things did not happen. That would have affected them. Well, the Baka government, after its first year, is being already affected by Mr. Trump's America First, Ultra America First movement. So that is that. We also know now that Madam Amira Boydie Johnson, the wife of the late Senator Prince Johnson, has endorsed Samuel Koga for the upcoming senatorial by-election. Says Koga is the cousin of Prince Johnson. We don't know if Prince Johnson would have supported him or not, if something else had happened and there was a by-election or not, because of how mercurial he was. But whatever it is all right. People say, husband that should still be mourning. Well, he has been buried a long time now. It is all right to, because people wanted to put her up front to run, and I think she wanted to make it very clear that she doesn't want to run, and it is all right to support whomever she wants to support. You know, those things are not things to argue over, my people. They're not a problem. That's all right. Yeah, other people will come out to run. The people in Nimba will decide who they want to vote for. It is their right. It will be the right of anybody to run. Yeah? It will be the right of anybody to want to run. Let's take this voice and we'll take some of the calls. Our guests are here. Let's take Musu. Producer got to come here. Okay, Lufa County Musu. Got to say everything. Let's listen to this. It's a long one, but she is explaining her involvement in the death of that child, and it's quite chilling.
I was living more young, living Jalasna also. I was living with my mom and my dad also. My mom is Kevin Kofa. My brother is Amara Ploma. Again, my brother is Cody Kofa also. My papa is Cody Cunning. My stepson is Mustafa M. Cloma. Yes.
So, what really brought you here today?
The one that brought me here today, eh? The one that brought me here today, the people told me that I know about the child that died. Exactly.
Then what you say about it?
I know that, and I know about the child that's dying business.
Okay, so explain to her what really happened.
The one that really happy, exactly. The one that really happy, the afternoon session, me and the dog were playing in the yard. Yeah. Now my very self, I hear a very soft sound. Now myself too, I was going, someone I screw to our area there. Now I pass last road. Now the dog wanted to follow me. I tell the dog to go back. Now I tell the dog, say, oh, and Blackie, nobody to the horse. Go back to the horse. Now myself too, I'll go. I mean a man and the leg is standing. Yeah. Now I hardly left behind.
Who the man that?
I know him by face and I really know him. Yes. Là, you're in black trouser with black belly, with black, now you are long sleeve. Yeah. The swing like because now you are long sleeve. You get black face cap on you. Exactly.
So what really happened when you saw the man?
I saw the man asked me, say, oh, what did you make it? You come. I said, oh, someone blow race off. I make I can't to know who blow the race off. Now the man say, I don't want blow the race off. What thing happened? Now later on he take the net from behind, the net for in. He gave me a. He said, okay, the leg. I said, I don't know the leg yet. I don't know from nowhere. You know, for blood to be on my head. Nah, he said, kill the leg. I said, I'm not doing it. I said, me, I'm not doing it. Nah, myself to tell him, I said, oh, loosen the girl face. He said, no, I can't loosen the girl face. He kill her. I said, no. Now I can't do it too. I'm for the child blood to be on my head. I can't loosen the child face. Yeah. Now I say, if you kill the girl now, I will loosen the child face. I said no. I can't do it. Now me and you argue better. I tell you now, if you loosen the child, myself too, I lie to him. Yeah. I say if you loosen the child face, I will kill the girl. You see? Now in losing the girl face, who I see? Now my sister-in-law I see, me really. Now the girl see the net in my hand, now the girl say fake me, so I will fool. Don't kill me. Now I tell the girl say, oh, I'm not killing you, mommy. Now the only sister-in-law I have, and I have no different sister-in-law even. I'm not killing you. Now the girl tell me say, oh, Musu, this step, you go call few people. Like how myself too, I was taking steps to go call few people. Like the man call me back. He call me back. And he call me back now. He say, I tell you say you must do the work. You don't want to work. I say they get my only sister-in-law again. And I get no different sister-in-law again. The first thing. Like how in Ferris say he moved from there and say, oh, you only wanted to see the child face. You know when they to kill the leg, I said me, I can't take the leg here, the leg, I can kill it here and pour sing on my head. I can't do that one. He said, oh, you call your sister-in-law like, hey, make it, you wait for. I said, if you might I say, I'm my sister-in-law. If you come to be different person, child, and I come to kill that child. Because my very successful, I want to.
Okay, so that's just gist of it. And then at the end of the day, she said the man went and killed the child and blah blah blah. Well, the one that got tango story. That's it right there. But 777-700-995 as our guests come in. 777-700-995, 555-995-995. The international number should be pinned right on the page there. Let's take some of your calls right now. Let's see who's right here. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much, big brother. You know, it is so disheartening. It is so painful.
What is your name?
Yes, okay, the name remains Abina El Sofana, and I do join the conversation this afternoon from Central Morovia. Big brother, it is so painful. It is so hurtful, right? To hear this kind of sad event occurring in my beloved country, which happens to be local country. But big brother, what I have to say here is that particular woman, she has to face serious and torment, the same torment the ladies be facing into Shida. She faces similar torment because the religions are from Islam. Islam is against torment. Islam is against taking life of the innocent child. So once that woman is part and parcel, let you face justice. Thank you.
Thanks so kindly. Welcome. Let's hear you.
David Cote by name.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I could not agree more with the Most Ability Committee or the Rule of Law Committee on the proposal made by them. That based on the situation we have on hand now, all government officials, senators, representatives, executive members, whoever, the salary should be cut by 50% or reduced by 50% until this issue can be over. And even if it is over, it should remain just where it will be. It will help this country. And then apart from that, I did not hear him mention anything about the vehicles. This issue about...
No, he said benefits. Those are all part of their benefits.
Oh, he should have been specific. That should be cut off completely. One car for 6 years, that would be okay. Yeah, thank you. I think it's a good proposal. We all agree with that. If the benefit he's talking about not only the gas slip and the salary, if it is including the vehicles...
Some people have housing benefit, education benefit, special allowance, all those things.
Let everything come down. We're in a better situation now. Yes.
Thanks.
Stability, is that what you mean? If the car is included, you'll get it out. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks so kindly. And of course, folks, you know how these things came about. Way back, you know, the way the country was formed, certain people just felt it was just for them. It was just for they alone. They didn't care, so they could just development of the country. They're not bothered, so they put all these benefits. Then we ourselves, we say we say, oh, we are better now. We're changing the country, but one with the same pattern. You know, I don't understand why we should be giving scratch card to government officials. Like, we who not in government, we're not making anything good. We can stay corporate, we can get money on our phone. The civil servants, the civil servants are listening to me that way at the lowest rungs. You the people that making it 150, the 125, and all that kind of thing. They can get your scratch card to call the work you're doing. And you can still call to defend or go against and whatsoever. Why should we be giving government officials? So they pay, they are taking. What is all be doing here now? You know, I don't know, but it is what it is. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius.
Yeah?
Julius, good afternoon.
Let's go ahead. Let's hear you.
I'm in Monrovia, Julius. My name is Theophilus T. to be the second. So, Julius, thank you so much for the conversation this afternoon. But two things quickly, Julius. Julius, I heard you talking about the equipment, the military equipment. It was yesterday that I followed school live or videos
when you follow one of the videos there was a press conference or interview held by the Senate Committee Chairperson on Judiciary, on Security, who is Senator Momo Sarah. He confirmed in that interview that the government of Liberia have, in fact, the president has instructed the finance minister, and the finance minister have made the money available for those equipment.
Made it available when?
Yes, Julius, I can go for that video.
Did he say when it was made available? Because as at yesterday,
he did not mention.
What I can say is, as at yesterday, the sources that I know that I spoke to, I am not sure the military is aware that money was made available as at yesterday. I don't know about today, but I know about yesterday.
Okay, so Julius, I think another thing that maybe I need to go back to that video to look at the video. When was that video produced? Whether it was yesterday or maybe day before yesterday, but he said in that particular video, I call it that the finance minister has made that money available. So I can go back for the video and send it to you.
And did he also say whom the money was made available to?
So actually, Julius, I think the good part about that video that carried my attention was that the money was made available. So whom the money was made available? Yeah, Julius, to whom the money was made available, and I did not capture that. But the video is there, and the video is currently on Spoon now. We will save all of that video. But let me learn that, Julius. The issue that has to do with this chat and that story that lady tried to explain, Julius. Look, I think that lady should be held in contempt. That lady should be held as a suspect for now, because I think she's not even straight.
She has been arrested. She's in police custody. I think they have moved.
She stood before the president. She and the president having conversation. The president said, "Kill this child." Then you standing there. You know you don't want to do it. Then you still standing there.
Then she said she turned around to go. Then the man called her.
Yeah, then you turn around to go. Then the man called her. No, Julius. So Julius, to conclusively, I must, right? The most ability is.
Why you got to conclude conclusively again?
Yeah, Julius. I know we got to.
Why you want to be super erogatory?
Hey, Julius, man, Julius, leave me. Julius, so I must appreciate the word of Lord and caucus. But Julius, this thing they get released. This is something that we expected ever since even before today. Julius, you can remember when Senator Dillon was calling for the reductions of salaries of lawmakers and officials of government in this country. If we were done it ever since, but now we are not in the kind of we're not going to be experiencing the kind of situation from America.
And so we still have the time to do it. Thanks so kindly. Let's take two more. Our guests are in. Then we'll go to them. Welcome quickly. Hello. Okay, you put us on hold. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Oh, Julia, how you doing?
Go ahead.
This is Kamadi Best, and I call from Banjo Oro this afternoon. I appreciate the discussion line. I just want to make some statement based on the recommendation from the Rule of Law Committee. That whole Rule of Law Committee, for me, I don't give them relevance because the reason in which they funded themselves, it was not logically defined.
So what they said, does it make sense or it doesn't make sense?
What they are saying for me now, it doesn't make sense.
So that means government officials should not reduce their salaries by 50%. It should remain.
For the percentage is too high for the economic that we have right now. Let's be honest. That's by the fact that
are you a government official?
I'm not government official, but those
hold on, Chief. Let's get easy. Don't be rushing. Are you related to a government official?
I'm related to every government official.
No, you're not related to every government official. Are you related to particular government officials?
No, I'm not related to a particular government official, but I want the public to listen to me and understand my point I'm pushing. The point here is the percentage is too high. Two, I mean, both of those government officials, they got people that depending on them.
Okay.
For representatives, senators, correctors, you can come up with a recommendation. If let be honest, let be calculative.
Okay.
There being the trend where people will look at it and say, yeah, you are making sense.
Chivo, why the government officials can't start complaining? Why must it be you who are not government official? You're not related to government official. Are you feeling sorry for them? Why?
No, I understand that. There is not a first time such a recommendation.
No, that's the issue. I just want to know why you feeling bad.
I feel bad because if you understand the person that you tell to reduce that traveling.
Why is it the person can be the first? Why the person can be the first to start talking?
But the matter of fact, you brought issue in the public for it to be.
I agree. Okay, thank you. No, I got issue with your point, right? I just want to know why you so much, you're against it when the people that they say the man is unofficial. He said let us go out by 50%. At least we should hear some government officials start saying no first. But you're not official, but you there. Eh? Okay. That was the final one, but there's breaking news coming out of Burkina Faso. It's just, I don't know what this guy is doing, but Burkina Faso, this is by DW Africa, that's Deutsche Welle, that's a German broadcaster. They're reporting that Burkina Faso has unveiled its first locally assembled electric car brand, Itaua. It is 100% electric, solar powered, and can go for 330 kilometers after only 30 minutes of charging. The production plant is located in Ouaga, 2000, a district in Burkina Faso. The launch of Itaua's electric car is expected to impact Burkina Faso's economy profoundly and generate thousands of jobs. Tomorrow, maybe we could look at that. But we have our guests in here. We be joking. People moving forward. Okay. Good. So we have our guests in from the Engineering Society. We have Eric Gabriel Georges, chairman of the 7th Annual Conference of the Engineering Society of Liberia. We have Jacob M. Fayad, chairman, board of directors, Engineering Society of Liberia. G. Delano Bryant, engineer, ESOL. That's Engineering Society of Liberia. Destiny A. Foley, ISO manager, Engineering Society of Liberia. Okay, so let's go across the table to welcome them. First, we'll start from there and end up here. Can just get closer to the microphone there. Welcome. And you can also say your name, even though we have it here, so that those watching can all of us can add the name to the face. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Julius, and thank you for having us.
You just bring it closer to you. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is it better now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, my name is Destiny Foley. Having to be the manager for the Engineering Society of Liberia.
What does the manager do?
Well, literally oversees almost all of the activities that makes the Engineering Society of Liberia functional.
Okay. Yeah. Engineers are always yeah. Eric, welcome.
Thank you, Julius. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Eric Gabriel Julius Georges. I always like to add a Julius.
But you didn't. But you never added it to.
I am the chairman of the 7th Annual Conference of the Engineering Society of Liberia.
Okay, so the conference that is coming up is your 7th annual one.
Yes.
Okay, we go there to Mr. Fayad.
I'm Jacob Fayad. I'm the chairman of the board of directors for the Engineering Society of Liberia.
Okay, and I can hear like you been in this engineering thing way about the way I look at you.
Yeah. 27 years.
Oh yeah, when you hear experience that comes over time, you can know. It is self-assured. Delano, welcome.
it's a pleasure to be back at Julius. I'm Delino Bryant, member of the planning committee for the Central Annual Engineering Conference, or civil engineer by profession as well.
Okay, good. Now, let's go to the chairman. Eric, give us a background to this whole engineering society and why are we where we are now?
Great. Thank you, Julius. So basically, the Engineering Society of Liberia is, I would like to say, by law, it's been legislated as a group that is responsible to govern the professional practice of engineering in the country. And as you are aware, a lot of these professional bodies have an association that roll out activities that engage members to be active, but more importantly, to be able to build their skills, to be able to bring them together to achieve common goals. And that is why the Engineering Society of Liberia was established. And the functions are, it ranges from capacity development to advocacy, to member improvement, to everything else that the art has written that should be executed by the Engineering Society of Liberia. That's basically what it is. My colleagues will give more insight as per the functions of the Engineering Society of Liberia. But for this year, I am responsible to organize the 7th annual conference. And the conference is basically the gathering of engineering professionals in the country. Normally, when we say engineering professionals, people tend to take it to be just civil engineer.
Because that was the next question I was going to ask. We have different engineers who can form part of this.
Build buildings. They normally say those are the engineers. But engineering is a broad field. It goes from electronic engineering, people who fix like your cell phone, your radio, to as far as geotechnical engineering, to electrical engineering, to mining engineering. So there's a lot of different specialization within the broad engineering envelope. And so the Engineering Society of Liberia is responsible for that. So this year we are bringing all the different engineers together on what we term as our annual conference. And I'm chairing that. It will be happening at the Ministerial Complex here in Monrovia from the starting on the 11th and it will finish on the 14th of February 2025.
Okay, let's come to the manager. Do we know your approximate numbers, those who are already part of the engineering society?
Well, we have close to 700 members on our platform.
Okay.
700 engineers. Of course, there are a lot of engineers out there in Liberia. From our last survey, we're able to capture over 3,000 plus engineers, ranging from people who are technicians, people who are just masons, people who are just bricklayers, and so forth, and professional people as well. So, like Chairman was saying, when people talk about engineering, we're just accustomed to people who build roads and build buildings, but it goes beyond that. So our survey was able to capture people who do radio repairs, because that's a field of engineering, electronics and electrical engineering. So we're able to capture close to 3,000 people in Liberia alone. In Monrovia alone, because we did not extend out of Monrovia. So if we were going in the 15 counties, we're talking about over 10,000 or 20,000 engineers across Liberia. And so for the engineering system, from the standpoint of the engineering society, we have close to 300 of the 1,000 engineers registered with the Engineering Society of Liberia, which we encourage that every person practicing engineering should belong to the Engineering Society of Liberia, because it's the mother body for all persons practicing engineering across Liberia.
How can they get in touch? How can they be a part of this?
So, some 2 years ago, we launched a digital platform. Before then, we were using the analog platform, where you have to come to the office, get a form, go and fill it out and bring it back. And we thought that we had engineers across Liberia who may not have the chance to come to Monrovia. So we launched our digital platform at www.esolr.org. Once you hit there, you can do all your transactions, you can do your registration, and even we're moving to the stage where your membership certificates and lessons as well will be electronically issued to you.
Okay, good. We come to the board chair. You've been in this, having this kind of group, talking about the welfare of members, the different issues, and all of that. How have you seen it, grow year on? What can you say over the years?
I'll first like to say that the Engineering Society, as my colleagues already mentioned, is meant for engineers. And what we have seen over the years, in recent years, is quite different from what we had before the past 7 years. And that 7 years you see on our anniversary doesn't mean that 7 years, the past 7 years is when we had engineering institution in this country. We used to have something close to the Engineering Society of Liberia. So I want to take you back a little bit to dissect the growth. Okay, so during that time, there were engineering society, there was engineering organization, but the reason it was not at this level, and the reason why we cannot compare our length of stay with, because remember, the engineering society is an equivalent of the bar association. It's an equivalent of the medical association. Right? So you have some disciplines that come with risks and demands on a society, like doctors, the risks, like engineer, the risks, lawyers. So I always say and joke about this when they were writing the laws of Liberia. The lawyers were there, everybody writing, and the engineers were in the bush planting pegs and measuring the roads. Mm-hmm. We have had engineering institution and organization here, but at this 7 years ago is when we started to really put things together. So if I start discussing about the growth, I may talk about the past 7 years. I can tell you before, when Clayton Watersing and all of those old engineers were around, I'll be giving you lots of information at that time. But from 7 years ago, we started this, revamp the institution. Our major objective was to put the Engineering Society on the same level as the Bar Association and the medical institution, medical and dental, yes. And the reason we wanted that is because at this point in time, engineers, and we'll come to that. I know we'll come to that discussion where we discuss salary of engineers versus doctors. Which institution people usually look at and respect. We too deserve that professional respect because we carry risk along with us. Since 7 years ago, our primary objective was to legitimize the institution when it comes to the Liberian law, as the other institutions are. The bar and all the other institutions, and we succeeded. Unfortunately, it was a fight. During that fight, we had ups and downs. We had Ebola. We had this. So a whole lot of things happened. But in 2023, we got legislated, which means when you look at it, we're pretty young, though we are old, but we are pretty young, and this is our 7th annual conference. But if you technically look at the issue of being legislated, this is our second annual legislative conference, which means that things we have to do for the members that we are doing, but the growth got to be steady, and we got to have it done on time. We're in a rush, but nothing is done in one day. Rome was never built in one day. So if you look at the growth since 7 years ago, when the constitution of this institution of ESO was not up to speed. We have developed a constitution that is very comprehensive. We didn't have a board of directors. We have a board of directors. Members, we're not reaching out to members. We're talking about 65 members at a time when we did all that. Today, we're talking about 600 to 700 members. And I can tell you this, I know we have not totally counted because people get to volunteer to show they are engineers before you can count them. But I based my calculation on the 2001 graduation at the University of Liberia. I was invited to that program. I went to that program as the chairman of the board of directors at that time. And I attended the program, and there was a graduation ceremony for 325 engineers. So I say if 2001 was it was 350. So do the math and see. I think we're more than the manager is indicating. We're a lot more than that. But again, participation is based upon interest. I think a lot of our members are yet to see what we can present like the bar. A lot of them were on the fence because they were waiting for what? The legislation. Now we have the legislation. Before the legislation, we're like 85. As soon as we got the legislation, a lot of participation started. So that's the growth pattern and our trajectory moving forward. We anticipate that when we launch, most of the programs we have that should make members interested, like guiding jobs, and, having. Right now, we're moving out to students. In fact, we're going down to high schools to influence people to become engineers. But let's continue the show. I know we'll have time to explain most of that. Let me just not take over the show.
Let's come to the line of talking about this upcoming program. What should we look forward to?
I think it's something that is very important for all the engineers in Liberia and all of Liberia as well. You listen to Eric. Eric told a lot about the event. Last event we had it in Nimba County. It was very exceptional, wherein that you saw engineers from different kinds of disciplines, from the electrical side, the telecommunications side. We had people from LEC. But one of the most important things that were happening at this event is networking as an engineer. When I say networking, in the sense that you realize that many of us are engineers are unemployed. You'll find they are self-employed engineers. There will be an opportunity where you can meet Mr. Fire, who's an employer as well, meet other people who owns company. You have to meet government officials who are also part of government, who are engineers
I think
as well.
You are also an employer. Eric is an employer too.
Exactly. So there are a lot of people around the table who could employ not less than 5 Liberians. But it's an opportunity, it's an eye-opening, it's a learning curve. Eric will talk more about the lecture series we'll be having, where we had different kinds of papers will be presented. They are junior engineer, they are senior engineer. We're still learning from one another. You see Mr. Fire here, he's most senior. I think that all engineers will participate. Registration is just there for $100. Eric can contact the system, can contact our manager here. There are more information. We need people to register, not just to